with senators preparing to vote on the latest Republican stimulus package appearing to be dead on arrival. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying Democrats are holding out until the election.
Republicans put forward a serious framework, but Speaker Pelosi and the Democratic leader refused to talk unless the starting point was their literally absurd $3.4 trillion far-left wish list. Washington Democrats have just kept trying to run out the clock until November.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer expecting political pressures to force Republicans to start making some compromises.
If we defeat it, there's a decent chance they will come back to the table and we'll get a much better bill. That's what we're hoping for. If they come back and meet us in the middle, we'll be eager to talk to them.
And the blame game continues down in Washington. Joining us now is Bloomberg's chief Washington correspondent, Kevin Cirilli. Kevin, here's the story for me. Over the last 6 to 8 weeks, you and I have talked about this continually, and we've talked about the election being an incentive to get both sides around a table to get the job done. In the last couple of days, I've heard a new argument, that the election is still an incentive, but this time around, for political reasons alone, it's an incentive to carry on blaming each other and do nothing.
Yes, exactly. But look, I think that the opening bid, or the latest opening bid from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, in which the Senate is going to be scheduled to take up in just under 2 hours, will really lay down a marker of sorts. And whether or not it happens before November 3rd, we really don't know. Based upon my reporting and in conversations that I'm having with staffers up on Capitol Hill, if this doesn't get over the finish line by the end of the month when they have to pass a short-term government funding bill, then likely the next round of fiscal stimulus will come after the election. It would be incredibly unlikely that it would fall before then. Now, emboldening the Republican argument that less stimulus is needed, less fiscal stimulus is needed, are these new revised GDP estimates. Take a look in the terminal where the Atlanta Fed is now predicting that there could be as much of a 30% increase in GDP growth as it relates to this quarter. We're going to get those numbers, of course, in a few weeks. But either way, Democrats are going to say that those estimates are not the type of models that we should be looking at. But either way, from a down ballot perspective, Jonathan, it is really just only emboldening rank and file conservative members that this massive form of government spending isn't needed at this particular moment.
Kevin, I've asked you the same question for 2 months now. I'm going to ask it again. We've said it's a matter of when, not if. Just in the last couple of minutes talking to you, it sounds like you're questioning the if now.
No, I want to be clear. I think that I think if it comes before November 3rd is diminishing. But I think that there will likely be some type of fiscal stimulus, that there is an incentive. I mean, because for Leader McConnell and even for ultra-conservative members, I'm thinking of Congressman French Hill, a Republican from Arkansas, who was on the task force in terms of looking at the bipartisan task force in terms of looking at the implementation of the last fiscal stimulus. Even someone like him, who is incredibly conservative on fiscal matters, is suggesting that more stimulus is needed. It's just a matter of the timetable, and it doesn't appear that the stars are aligning for a pre-stimulus before November 3rd. But in the lame duck, all bets are off.